A span of approximately 100 years for the Crab Nebula supernova event does not constitute a firm basis for fixing the event on a chronological timeline, nor are the calculations above suspicion. We certainly understand that these retrocalculations, like radiocarbon dating, cannot be independently validated. They are also based upon unverifiable assumptions, such as the constancy of the filamentary expansion. The retrocalculations of the filaments do, however, validate the Crab Nebula as the most reasonable candidate for the Star of Bethlehem event. We know that the Star of Bethlehem supernova occurred less than 1,000 years ago, and the supernova event that produced the Crab Nebula likely occurred around the same time. The other important event in the life of Jesus Christ was the Crucifixion. There are several approaches to dating this event. The first, as would be expected, is placing it within the historical context described in the Gospels. All four Gospels agree that Jesus Christ was crucified during the prefecture of Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor of Judea. According to our consensual chronology, Pontius Pilate was governor of Judea from AD 26 to AD 36 or 37. During his examination of Jesus, Pilate realized that Christ was a Galilean and under the jurisdiction of Herod Antipas. Pilate therefore sent Jesus to Herod. The reign of Herod Antipas does not narrow the chronology, but it does coincide with that of Pilate's prefecture. It appears on the surface that Jesus must have been crucified within a 10-year range in the 1st century AD. But again, the governorship of Pontius Pilate and the reign of Herod Antipas are artifacts of the consensual chronology. They have been misplaced in history by over 1,000 years. There are also calendrical and astronomical approaches to determining the date of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Many scholars have used the information about the Passover and Sabbath recorded in the Gospels to determine the day, month, and year of the crucifixion. The Gospels point out that Jesus was crucified on a day of preparation for the Sabbath. It was also the time of the annual feast of the Passover. The combination of a Passover and the eve of a Sabbath is a rare occurrence. It narrows the field of candidates for the year of an event such as the crucifixion considerably. The problem with this approach is that you must know the approximate time frame to begin with. You need to know where to look. In the case of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, the consensual chronology indicates that we look at the beginning of the 1st century AD. Unfortunately, the chronology is fatally flawed. Those who apply the Passover-Sabbath conjunction to our consensual chronology are looking in the wrong place. There is an astronomical approach to the dating of the crucifixion if one assumes that the unusual darkness at midday described by the Gospels is an eclipse. There are obvious problems with this approach. The Gospels record that it was the sun that was darkened, but solar eclipses cannot physically occur during Passover. Given the impossibility of a solar eclipse, some argue that it was a lunar eclipse. But this does not explain why it was dark during midday. Nor does it explain the other physical phenomena, such as the earthquake, the rending of rocks, and the rending of the temple veil in two. Yet, even if there were an eclipse, solar or lunar, scholars would still need to know where to look. In the end, these approaches do not matter. The crucifixion set in motion the planets as the polar configuration unraveled. Planetary chaos ensued, precluding any astronomical or calendrical solution to the dating of the event.